Hello my fellow gamesters, let's dive into the best FPS rail shooters ever made. First up we have Pistol Whip. Pistol Whip turns gunfights into a music-driven ballet of bullets and movement. Instead of simply shooting enemies, you flow with the soundtrack, every beat syncing perfectly with your trigger pulls. The visuals are minimalistic yet striking, making you feel like a living weapon inside a John Wick-style fever dream. Gameplay forces you to duck, dodge and fire in sync with heart-pounding music tracks. Each level feels like an action movie scene where you are the unstoppable star. The more you play, the better your rhythm and reflexes align, and soon you're dancing through chaos with deadly precision. Up next, we have Virtua Cop 2. Before modern FPS mechanics existed, Virtua Cop 2 defined the genre's rules. This Sega classic put players in the shoes of heroic cops, battling waves of criminals in cinematic set pieces. Its polygonal graphics were revolutionary for the 90s, giving every bullet impact's satisfying punch. The hit zone targeting system rewarded accuracy, teaching players to shoot for disarms or instant takedowns. It wasn't just about reflexes, it was about precision and timing. The branching level paths added replayability long before it became standard. Whether in the arcade or the console, Virtua Cop 2 remains one of the purest, most iconic rail shooters ever created. Up next, we have the House of the Dead Remake. This masterpiece resurrects one of the most iconic rail shooters in glorious HD. It keeps the original's fast-paced action but updates everything with modern visuals and controls. Every zombie limb you blast off feels satisfyingly gruesome. The remake adds new difficulty options, photorealistic gore effects, and alternate endings to keep players hooked. There's also a horde mode for those who crave relentless chaos. Despite being a remake, it retains that charming 90s camp that made the original a cult legend. Whether you're a nostalgic fan or a newcomer, this is undead carnage at its finest. Up next, we have Until Dawn Rush of Blood. This game remixes psychological terror with heart-racing gunplay. It traps you in a nightmarish carnival where your sanity feels just as threatened as your life. Every twist and turn throws new monsters, jump scares, and eerie hallucinations your way. You never know what's real, and that's exactly what makes it terrifying. The audio design amplifies the dread with whispers, screams, and distorted laughter surrounding you. Each stage feels like descending deeper into your own subconscious fears. By the end, you're not just fighting enemies, you're fighting your own mind. Up next, we have Razing Storm. Razing Storm throws you into a near-future war zone where destruction is your only ally. The game features destructible environments and cinematic sequences that rival Hollywood blockbusters. Every mission feels like a war documentary gone off the rails. You can take cover, blast enemies through walls, and even control massive turrets. The visuals and sound effects make every explosion feel earth-shaking. It's a masterpiece in arcade intensity, the kind of game that leaves you pulse pounding long after you put the gun down. Up next, we have Blue Estate the Game. Based on the darkly comic graphic novel, the game follows a mafia hitman on a bullet-fueled rampage through absurdly dangerous environments. The humor is sharp and unapologetic, mocking both itself and the genre. Controls are intuitive, letting you reload, duck, and shoot with effortless rhythm. Every level feels like an action movie spoof gone right. Its comic book art direction and sarcastic narration make it stand out from the usual gritty shooters. Blue Estate proves rail shooters can be ridiculously fun. Up next, we have Dead Space Extraction. Set in the haunting Dead Space universe, Extraction redefines what a horror rail shooter can be. It's not just about shooting, it's about surviving. The story unfolds through cinematic dialogue, immersive lighting, and eerie sound design that constantly keeps you on the edge. Every necromorph encounter is a test of nerves and precision. The game balances horror and action perfectly, never letting you feel truly safe. Even though you're on the rails, it captures the claustrophobic dread of the main series perfectly. Few rail shooters manage to tell a gripping story like this one, and that's what makes it unforgettable. Up next, we have Time Crisis 4. This game is pure arcade adrenaline. The series' iconic paddle and shoot mechanic returns, making you feel like a tactical agent in a high-stakes operation. Every mission features sharp dialogue, cinematic explosions, and split-second decisions. The cover system gives players control. Even in a linear experience, you decide when to engage or duck for safety. Enemies are fast, bosses are ruthless, and the voice acting simply cheesy. The two-player mode elevates the experience, turning it into a cooperative thrill ride. It's old school, it's stylish, and it's still one of the most entertaining rail shooters ever made. Up next, we have Resident Evil: The Umbrella Chronicles. Capcom's Umbrella Chronicles takes the Resident Evil universe and reimagines it as a pulse-pounding rail shooter experience. You relive key moments from the classic games, from the Spencer Mansion to Raccoon City, all through a cinematic first-person lens. The visuals are dark and atmospheric, perfectly capturing the tension and dread of survival horror. Each weapon feels powerful, from the shotgun's blast to the handgun's perfect aim. Co-op play transforms it into a shared nightmare with a friend. The game even expands on lore with new story segments that fill in franchise gaps. It's both nostalgic and fresh, a perfect mix of action and horror for fans and newcomers alike. And finally, at number 1, we have The House of the Dead 2. Few rail shooters have achieved legendary status like The House of the Dead 2. Released in arcades and later on consoles, it became the gold standard for the genre. Every encounter, from grotesque zombies to giant mutants, is an unforgettable set piece. The voice acting is famously cheesy yet iconic, adding to the game's B-movie charm. Its branching paths and multiple endings gave players reasons to return again and again. Few games can match its lasting influence or pure replay value. Even decades later, The House of the Dead 2 remains the ultimate rail shooter experience. If you liked this video, check out this one next for more.